my screen real quick. Here we go. Flip. And so, yeah, there we go. I'm also going to try and get into here so I can see. Yep, there we go. And so if you're wondering, first off, hey, thanks for joining us. This is your Geek Fixer channel where we normally make stuff like props from games and from movies, and then we try to take them into the world. We also have a podcast that we're trying to be better about doing a weekly thing on. We know people also who are tied to the industry. And so tell me, by the way, let me know in the live chat if you're having any problems with being able to see or hear this. Whoops. Sorry, I'm also setting this up in TikTok. So if your complaint is, wait, I hate the fact that these are in vertical format. Well, there's a reason for that. Apparently, if you do it in vertical format, it goes also to the shorts section, which means that you just have more people that you can see. And so, at any rate, let's see here. But yeah, so that's that. As far as let me know how it's coming through. Okay. Subbed recently, so Table Cannon says I subbed recently and live. Loved all your Fallout stuff. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You guys can see. Oh, won't be able to make it to Vegas. Oh yeah. Vince is not coming this year. I wasn't sure if I'd go next year. We'll find out. I mean, really, this is my third year of going to Fallout New Vegas or the Good Springs event, as it's probably better known. But at any rate, so I don't think I'm going to be going live on TikTok after all, maybe. They're asking me to do stuff that I can't do right here now while I'm on live stream. So that won't happen, it looks like. But at any rate, I don't know why they want me to do all this verification of stuff. So unfortunately, originally I was going to say, yeah, if you don't like the vertical format, you could open up both TikTok and YouTube, and then you'd be able to see it in stereo, basically, from two different angles. But my whole little plan there appears not to be a go. Whoops. Anyway, so now it's demonetized. Anyway, so as you can see right here, what I'm going to be doing on the live stream is this thing right here, and this is all made from wood. I carved it out of wood. We got a CNC machine, which is only about $450, but it was sent to us, and they were nice enough to give us that to be able to review. And I will say they also sent us a rotary tool, which lets us, now this is a 2D plane, so if it cuts it out, it's cutting just down this way and doing it this way. But it also has a rotary tool, so it can turn an object and then cut it in 3D. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm cutting actually literally out in our garage in very hot temperatures, so it's probably going to kill my computer. I am cutting a capybara pawn piece for a chessboard. And so we're going to see how that works out in the end. This does cut objects that would take me much longer to be able to do in 3D. And the option to be able to make something from wood is really good. And I had no idea I could cut something out at this degree of detail. It's just super cool. But at any rate, I did have one problem I had with it. This is an example of the blade. Okay, so this is what the blade looks like on those. Tell me, too, if this looks too dark. I thought I could go without putting on all my studio lights like I normally do. See, this is studio lights on. But at any rate, so this is what the blade... Can I get it? Yeah, there it goes. This is what the blade looks like. It's very, very sharp. And I found out how sharp it was when we first got it. And I had the table that I was trying to set up to be able to do some cutting. And as you can see, I'm going to be talking about this. The blade was pointing down above it, not running. It was just sitting there. And I was securing some things on the base and not aware that it was pointing down right there, and also that it was this sharp. I put my hand up and it went almost all the way through my hand. And I quickly pulled back, which is why it cut along there, cut through a vein like this, and just started gushing blood. so so anyway, so before we even got to cut anything else, I cut my hand pretty well. I was really tempted to just take care of it myself. I do have some surgical glue upstairs, and I don't know. I thought I'd just go ahead and go to the hospital. I work at a hospital, and went in, and so they ended up doing imaging on it for some reason. I think just to make sure that it didn't cut a tendon or something like that. I don't know, but they did some imaging, and then they sutured it, and you can see the suture sites right here. But at any rate, it's held up pretty good so far. So it is what it is. But at any rate, let's see here. I also want to. I'm trying to be aware of everything people are talking about. So yeah, I didn't really stop talking or finish talking about Vince. Steve, I've seen. I think not every year. I saw you. Was it 2 years or only last year? I don't know. I can't remember. I guess because I saw you in LA as well, so I'm thinking of seeing you twice. But my first year going to Good Springs was actually 3 years ago. So the second year that they held it, I didn't go the first year because it was during the summer and I was in a different part of the United States at that point in time, couldn't go. So I went the second year, and they had 3,000 people. Last year they had 6,000 people. This year they plan on having 9,000 people. And there's a lot that's going to be going on. I'm going to tell you more about that. I'm also going to be bringing some stuff. I think I mentioned in the description that I am going to be bringing some stuff. This year they're not letting you bring drinks or anything like that, so I couldn't bring in. Although I am working with Jones Brothers on their new releases, including the grape. So I'll be showing you that on our channel, and also giving you some discount codes and things like that through IGN, who's working with us right now. And then, but in order to compensate for not bringing out the stuff I typically do, I am making lunch boxes, and that includes, I'm going to have a couple that are cap mines, and then a different ones. So this one's for the Nuka-Cola lunchbox from Nuka World. I also will have Mentat boxes. Some of them will have things in them that are miniature. Some of them will have full-blown, I think I have like an apron that's for Mothman, things like that. So yeah, I'm going to have a bunch of things, and I'm going to show how I'm going to make them on the channel itself. But I will be putting out some pretty cool things. And if you're not able to be there, and you happen to be going to New York City Comic Con, which is my understanding is going to become the Comic Con because San Diego's is going away, then please come out. If you're coming to New York City Comic Con, drop by, see me. I will be at the Fan Home booth on October the 9th. And so hope that, that you'll see me there. Which word was that? The word of the day. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, so that's the plan. I am going to be going through and detailing this, giving it some weathering. I guess, I forgot to bring down my paints, the other paints that I had. So I use a couple of things that I really, really like paint-wise to use for a lot of my projects. If I'm not making them, if you've seen my Pip-Boy 2000, I mean, I made that to look nice and pristine and things like that. But when I'm doing the opposite, I like to use a lot of the hammered paints that are by... I want to say by Krylon, but it's any rate. I'll use the hammered metal paints though a lot, and that's what gives it kind of this texture that you're seeing even out here and things. And so it just looks more like metal that's been sitting around for a while, and it's just by itself is naturally pretty good. And I did a couple of layers, a really dark layer coat of that paint, as well as some more lighter metallic paints. And then this is actually the blue is actually a more of a finishing paint, and so it's just supposed to color that metal color. And so that's kind of what I did. And then I did, of course, some yellows that are the right color, and then did a little bit of weathering just using some sandpaper. Just kind of going over this will reveal what's underneath it, right? And did that kind of a lot inside of one direction. And so by doing that, it'll reveal the other paints that I have underneath and makes it look a little bit more weathered. But that's great and all. Let me get some more light. Is that too much light? Tell me if there's a point where you think, it's too much, man. Just too much. For me, I think it's nice to be able to see kind of to a certain extent, but I want to see what it looks like in normal lighting when I do things a lot of times. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of the beginning of that. But yeah, tell me some things that you want to talk about, or things that you want to know, and I'll talk about them as I kind of go through and do my own thing. I think one of the first things I'm going to do, using this palette right here, I'm going to start making some of my paints for my grime and stuff like that, using some oils. In this case, this is one that actually Adam Savage really likes. Burnt Umber right there, and uses it for a lot of his metal projects. I also happen to use it, but I won't be using it for the project he used it for recently. Actually, I'm going to be showing how to paint your Pip-Boy if you have the Pip-Boy 3000 Mark V, which, in case you didn't know, we actually, on our channel, got to name. And so we submitted a few, actually, ideas. And in the end, Amazon and because they didn't even have a name when they filmed that first season, didn't even have a name for it. As far they just called it Pip-Boy. They didn't even think to give it the numbers, which is weird. But at the same time, so I had asked Chris. I said, "Hey, if they don't have a number for you, let me know because I want to put it on our title. If they don't have one, though, here's a couple of my ideas." And then Vince gave a great idea. His was the Prime. So Pip-Boy Prime, which is a pretty good idea. And then Chris also had a couple. And they all got submitted. And they came back and they picked one, actually, that I submitted. And that was the Mark V. So, of course, at the time, I didn't know kind of the timeline. I just assumed some things. Assumed that it had to be around that time period. But that would have to be one of the newer versions of the 3000. And so that's why, let me use that one. That's why I went with that name. So if later on people are like, how come it's a Mark V? Hey, still cool that we got to do that. But anyway, I'm going to be doing a few mixes for my grandma. I mean, like when it already looks like that, it's got to tell you that we got some good stuff going on, right? But at any rate, let me see. All right. Vince is saying the thing that he says a lot, which is his props kind of get automatically weathered because he'll kind of like mess it up as he's going along and stuff. Which is, I mean, honestly, it's the reason not to be too careful in some ways. So I will say, when you're wanting to make something look really good, you use a really good primer. Gray is my favorite. Black when you're doing some metallics. I like, I really love, using some of my, speaking of metallics, I really love using some of my model metallics like I did on the Pip-Boy 2000 because it looks gorgeous. It gives a nice 1950s look to it. This right here is actual iron, by the way, which is great. If you're wondering, it's not just the color of iron, because you'll see in a second here, it doesn't look iron. But what happens is if you put a little bit of this on, and then you expose it to salts and water, it will rust. And so mixing a little bit of that in is always fun too. And let's see here. Right, let's see what else I can find. A little bit of this. I'm trying to get some colors that would be good for rust. Oh man, I should have brought my pliers in. Often I will have pliers free because getting caps off of certain paints can be really a pain at times. Like it is right now. Gosh darn, that just might not be an option for me to open. Let me see if I have any more problems like that. I might have to go get some pliers really quick because I don't have any in this room, I don't think. But anyway, oh, look, this one's still sealed. I'll go ahead and pop that one. There we go. And the Fallout event this year should be pretty cool. Because they're going to be trying to integrate a lot of the sites this time. And so, anyway, so that means they're going to be going to Mormon Fort. They're going to be going over to Prim, which, if you saw the news, it sounded like they'd completely closed it. Apparently, they haven't closed that hotel completely as far as, gosh, I want to call it what it is in the game. Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills. It's not completely closed. It's open only though for events now. And so if you want to go there any other time, it'll probably be closed online. But if you look at those months for when the event is, you're going to see that they are going to be running, and you can actually get a room even right now. And so that's the reason why. And oh, I also need, oh well, I think I'll just use something else in this. And how about some black? Yeah, here we go. Oh, that one's also closed still. I use my Vault-Tec screwdriver. I'm going to ask Chris if I can get some more of those because it is my favorite screwdriver, to be honest. Oh, that's white. I thought this was black. I have so many paints, actually, right next to me. So many of different kinds. Typically, I just kind of go along and I get the paints that I need as I need them. I don't put them all out right next to me. So I have I have all these over here, but I also have this thing right here. Oh, and then, yeah. So I got these right here, right? And then down here, I went to a model store. It was closing. There's a hobby town that was closing, and they had all of these paints I got for $3, and they're all brand new. So very exciting. But anyway, so I got plenty of paint. No problem with paints. Let's see here. And so, all right, now that I got some black, I can kind of mix that in to at least one of these that I'm wanting. And that's the one I'm going to start with. Just to make things real dirty. So, okay. I think I'm ready to go. But at any rate, yeah. So, what else can I tell you about? Talked a little bit about the thing in New York. I did see a lot of vault dwellers in New York last year when I went, and that was kind of cool. You know, I wasn't sure if I would see anyone that I knew, and several people knew who I was and came up to me, and we took pictures and we talked, because literally it was the month before the Fallout event. So we talked about the Fallout event and who was going, and what that would look like, and their outfits, and I got to see some things in advance. And any rate, that was kind of cool. All I'm doing is just dabbing in this stuff. I'm using oils mostly because I do feel like they look oily. That's right. That's a general idea behind it. But any rate, so I don't know if I love the color I've come up with, though, but I can tweak that as I go along. I also want to be really aware that this is the top up here. So if I've got rundown of water and things like that, I want to emulate that that's happening starting at the top. And I'm going to have less buildup at the bottom. So, anyway, but that's the idea with that. Do you want me to zoom in? Let's see. I can zoom in here. As long as I remember to zoom out later. Any rate, so what was I talking about? Anybody remember? It's talking about. It is cool. One thing I like about the YouTube feature. Oh no, it's also the TikTok feature. Is I can actually see who in the chat is somebody that is already subscribed, and it kind of marks you as such. Whoops, there we go. And so, anyway, this might look a little bit darker at the moment. Be careful which way I'm dragging it. But I'll wipe that off here pretty soon. Any rate. I don't want to also just be painting it all. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's getting there. There's different ways to paint stuff, and to color it, and that's based first off on what you want it to be used for. For example, right now, the way that you're seeing this and the way I'm seeing it is very different. And so if you're doing something for film, well, then we will need to paint it in a way that it would look a certain way on the camera, but it's not going to look that way in real life. And so that could really ruin it for some people who want it to look a certain way in real life. Whereas if I want to make something that's meant to be more for just in-person stuff in a room, well, then I need to be doing something that will be a better fit for that. And so it is hard sometimes, because you can make a product that looks really great in person, but then when you go to advertise it, it looks awful. In a lot of cases, companies will actually have things repainted just special just for the advertisement. And so it doesn't look, the version that they use on the advertisement does not reflect the version that was in person. So, at any rate, I think I just want to get some bits and pieces on some of these things down here. So this should give me some of that. Ooh, I forgot. Okay. There is a Plasm Series compatible HasLab coming out soon. That's very cool. Vince is a very much go-to person in relation to Ghostbusters stuff, and he has, I think you have all the HasLab stuff, don't you? Or do you? I'm pretty sure you do. You have the pack. Didn't you also get the triple series that comes with both the trap and the, what else did it come with? I can't remember what else it came with. Oh, and then you have the neutrino wand and things like that. Anyway, let's see. So I'm gonna get, I just want to get a picture here. Those came in a VHS box and are like G.I. Joes, but Ghostbusters. Oh, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Vault 111. I'm going to try and get myself a reference picture. It's a little hard because I have two cameras. One that I was going to use for doing this on YouTube, another one for being able to do it on TikTok, and then this one so I can look at pictures here and see kind of what the product is supposed to look like in real life. And so it is a little hard though, because the reference images, most of them are pretty dark. So, anyway, and then I got to be careful too, because some things are videos, and I don't want to have their video play and cause me monetization problems. Okay, here we go. Yeah, okay, so I want it to look like that. So I think I'm going to put a lot more of this right about here, according to that. Yeah. Does that have kind of a rusty look to it? Am I getting it across? The Quantum Pip-Boy I painted is definitely for photos. I learned the color changing in the... Oh, yeah. I've been there. I know what that's like. So let's see here. And a lot of what's doing the work here is that umber. But so I'm trying to get that look right here, or something that's kind of like it. And of course I gotta keep gravity in mind as to where, you know, I'd have development to stuff. And then also at the same time, I'm gonna take some liberties. But I think it's coming out pretty good so far. So far, so good. Do I have any ideas for Halloween costumes? What depends on what are you most into? Is there a show or a movie or a game that you're most into? If it's a Fallout related thing, maybe. Or is it like what do you like the most? What is the thing that you find is most interesting? That was a question from the Dreamer. And so, anyway, let's see. If I don't talk enough too, at some point somebody can let me know. How's this looking so far? Is that looking pretty good? Do you like this? Let's put some over here too, shall we? On this, let's see. I want to see. I think it probably has some buildup. It looks like they did theirs kind of along here, and then a little bit right here in the game. So, what is this for? You know, I thought it would be good for hanging on the wall. It was a test. So we did this, you know, this is all cut out of wood. So if you're just now joining us, a little follow-up again, like we make props and things typically on our channel. Check out some of our full-length videos. But I thought, you know, for live stream, I would go through and detail whether this door that we made, and we made it completely from wood. So this is CNC'd out of wood using a CNC machine, which is the I'm blinking on it all of a sudden. Jimitsu 4040. And it is pretty great because all you have to do is you drop in your STL file, right? The 3D object that you want to do, and then it will just automatically convert it, does all the G code for you, and then you just from there start cutting. And it took about 12 hours for this thing, but this thing's gigantic. So, you know, when you compare that to like 3D printing something similar, I definitely couldn't 3D print something this size in that time. But at any rate, so I really do. I really like, really, it's one of my new favorite toys because I think I'm going to make some crazy stuff with it, actually. So, all right. That's looking pretty good. That's not too shabby, right? Let's see here. I was once, okay, so coming back to the Dreamer, says, I was thinking about some Fallout stuff. I was once a vault dweller, but in my opinion, should I just spice it up? Yeah, always spice it up. Personally, I like crossover stuff. I love crossover cosplay. And I think there's so much you can do with Fallout for crossover stuff. It's very easy. In fact, speaking, Vince was talking about Ghostbuster stuff. I saw a lot of Vault Dweller Ghostbuster outfits this last year, so I know that that's a thing. And they actually even have, Ghostbuster groups that's all that they do. That's what they are all about. So, any rate, that's I keep losing little bits of my brush on there. So that's what that line is right there. There we go. Any rate. And I will say, for me this year, I'm going to be doing kind of some of my standard ones. I've done, in case you guys saw my videos I did of me dressed up or saw me at the Fallout event dressed up as the Nuka-Cola delivery man. Specifically, I went as a very famous character actually in Fallout, and Nuka-Cola Phil, or Phil the Nuka-Cola dude, I should say, and that was kind of fun. But then each year I've kind of added to his outfit, so it's like he's been out in the wasteland longer, and he's, last year I had like some kind of like leather things that I had that he was using, and kind of looked almost more of a steampunk look to it. But at any rate, and then I also have an outfit that I've worn that is supposed to be a Vault-Tec repairman. And then I've also had an outfit that I made, and I went as what's my other one? I have 3 outfits. I also was dressed up as this last year at Good Springs. I was dressed up as Indiana Jones because I was doing something special for Indiana Jones, which this week, I can't talk too much about it, but I'll just say I was told I got contacted by Bethesda to come back and put my hat back on to be Indiana Jones again for something that they're going to be doing. So I'm kind of excited about that, because that was probably one of my favorite things I did last year was being Indiana Jones. Nothing cooler than getting to dress up as the things that you want to dress up as a kid, and then being able to actually, make videos or role play things and stuff. It's really cool. But anyway, how's this coming out so far? Is this looking all right? Yeah, keep me updated here. What you think so far? I love the way it looks on the screen. It looks a little bit darker in person though, and so I'm a little nervous about that. But at the same time, I'm loving the colors. So I think I did a good mix of colors on this. And so yeah, I think the hardest thing when you are like doing YouTube stuff or you're filming stuff like this is that, at least for me, is that I get impatient. It's so much easier to make stuff and not do it on film. It's nothing about that, because I can always go back and edit, right? It's nothing about anything like that. It's just that the fact that it's just hard to do something where you have to have a camera in front of your eyes. You're not directly seeing stuff, or you're having to concentrate on kind of on two things at once, and like it's hard. I think we're gonna have to make some more paint here in a second because I'm running out of some of my colors. But oh, I think that's really coming out, looking like the real thing. So somebody send me a mess, or somebody comment or say something in the live chat so I know that it's still working. And let me know too how this is coming through. Is it juddery? Are you having any problems in things? My gosh darn it. There it goes. Oh yeah. Boy, I love this. Is the satisfying part of things. I mean, I do have to be careful though. I don't like it's so easy when you like doing one particular technique. It's hard not to go overboard, but you know, again, I'm going to be aware of the direction that this thing is. So I'm going to be doing so from the top of this one, this is the top of this one. So it's kind of going along and making sure everything's getting hit in the right direction. I kind of want to have fall off from this right here. Uh-oh. I'm not seeing any. Better check. One benefit is that I can also see my own live stream. Whoa, here, hang on. So let's see here. Just gonna go in, make sure everything's coming through smoothly. And live. Okay. Come on. Oh, I can't even look at it on another channel. Are you kidding me? Okay. Try this. But at any rate, YouTube. I'll keep going just in case. And oh, because it right. Can I switch? Darn. Cannot see what's going on. So, yeah, if anyone's watching, make a comment to let me know that this is still alive. Darn, I can't even. Oh, here we go. Let's see. And then let's see. A little bit more of this color. I think I also want to okay. Let me check one thing real quick. Then whoop. right. Unfortunately, it looks like so we're still live. I just can't see. Does anybody know how I can refresh my? Let me see here. Hang on here. I'm gonna try some things here. There's me, and then let's see. Huh. Yeah, I can no longer see your comments, which kind of stinks. So, best I can do is just talk, I guess, about random stuff and hope somehow it comes back. I don't know why it stopped, comments-wise. Oh, wait. Here we go. Let me see. All messages. Here we go. All right. Now I see it. It's going good. All right. Look at that. Perfect. Okay. So, any rate, okay. Going again. I don't know, what was I even talking about? Oh yeah, Indiana Jones. I just really enjoyed doing Indiana Jones. There you go. That was everything I had to say about that. I need more paint mixed up here, so I'm going to do the same mixes that we did last time. Definitely, I want some of this right here mixed with some of this. And definitely so maybe a little bit of yellow in there too. And then I want a lot of this yellow in here. And maybe a little bit of white. And then definitely some of this. All right. And a little bit more of that. Okay. And then my dirty one. This is the dirty stuff. Okay. So right now I've got the gunky one, so I'm gonna just put a little bit. Oh. Right? Yeah. Okay. Maybe some right here. Okay. And let's see here. All right. So, do a diorama of the scene from Ghostbusters 2 when Ray goes down into the river of slime. Oh, that'd be pretty cool, for sure. So you're gonna do or would you model the whole subway first? That was the old tube version of the subway from the early 1900s. That would be pretty neat, for sure. Let's see here. And thanks, Snowman 88. It's coming along, right? I think I need a little bit more red, though. Right here. And so, yeah. I also want to add, my original plan was when I shaved this down after I'd painted it, was to make this a rust area and then have some exposed metal, but I might still go back and add some more yellow just to finish it up. But I think I'm going to use. Okay. This is good for doing the clouding effects, shading, stuff like that. So, for example, right like that. Yep. Vince is working on, he's up really late because it's 7 hours later there. I don't even know what time is it right now here. It is 7:16 here. So, yeah, there you go. It's 2 a.m., I guess, a little past 2 a.m. where you are. Working on a Gundam model. Maybe that's what maybe you're already talking about that diorama. And so I'm guessing that's why he's up late doing this thing. Because when you're like me and you're a dad, you have to take opportunities when you can get them. If you're going to play games or do anything else, it's going to be late. It can be very late. So, at any rate, right now, I've got family walking around upstairs. So, at any rate, that's looking pretty good. Looks way better than it did when I started, right? Any rate, Bob Ross 2.0. There you go. A little ASMR for you then. Painting stuff without the squirrel. Okay, or the hair. What else can I tell you about? So I heard mentioned we're going to be doing something. Last year went and met Adam Savage, and that was really cool. And I'm finally going to be releasing the video about that trip. But I think I found a way to go back. So yeah. So there's something I'm working on that could be really, really pretty cool. But we'll see. We'll see if it's the level it would need to be for that. But at any rate, it looks so good on the camera. And it's possible if I turned up the lights in here, it would look the same. Because, cameras are really, phone cameras are really thirsty, typically. I did get some, here we go. I get different versions of sandpaper. Like I said, I painted this. So for those of you who missed it, I painted this first. This is all made from wood. It is carved out of wood using a CNC machine. Then I painted it with just a normal primer, gray primer. Then I hit it with some hammered metal paints. And then from there, I added this blue paint and the yellow paint, masked it off and things, and did a few minor details that I could do that way. But now we're going through and we're doing some more details and weathering. But one of the benefits to that is I should be able to, as I go along and I sand an area, it should remove some of the paint so I can see some of that metallic paint underneath. And so if we've got all of our water wash off going on down here, then that means that it should be hitting this too, right? Although I really love the, how some of this looks. There we go. Sorry. How some of this looks already. Just that orangish yellow looks really good as a border. And so, but on the flip side, I do think I want to give it some more detail too. And so you can see this should look more and more like, you can see a little bit of the exposed iron that's down here, or the metal that's down here, and then we got some rust that's coming off of that, right? I might want to switch out to a smaller brush here, though. It's just not as good. I have another stiff angle brush. Let's see. Let's go. I've also got giant brushes over here, but yeah, that'll clean it up a little bit. I will say I love those. Oh, by the way, is Steve still on here? I don't know if Steve's still on here or not. I have the spot in my room where nostalgic toys from the real Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and JP. When you say JP, you're referring to, but a lot of it are remakes, but some are vintage. That's pretty cool. I'm a little nervous about adding some. I'm going in with some other paint here. Yeah, let's see here. I think I need to reset my thing again to be able to see everybody's messages. So hang on just a second. Let me go chat filter and we go all messages and boom. Jurassic Park. Oh yeah. Oh, I've got a Jurassic Park thing that I just barely finished actually. Finally. You could probably guess what it is. If somebody decides to do something for Jurassic Park, you know, for their first prop, what would you guess it is? What do you guess that my Jurassic Park prop is that I have? You could probably guess it. That I just finished. I'm only going to get a job tomorrow because I have no money. That's always a good first step before you go buying a bunch of stuff, huh? Fallout fan, I really want an IRL Pip-Boy, but it's like $250. I hope they accept me so I can make money. Well, yeah. So is there a specific job that or type of job that you're going to do? I have a pretty broad history of types of jobs that I've done. And when people hear, because what I do right now has nothing to do with anything that I've ever done in my life up until now, people are always kind of surprised about it. Let's see here. Yes, the Barbasol can and dollar store or McDonald's. Is that? Oh, that's what Arthur's asking. Yep, it is the Barbasol can. Yes, and I had to get the special label because it's. Anyway, yep. So I do have one that's it looks pretty. It's probably nothing like what you've got though in your collection. I'm betting you have a great collection of stuff. Do you have a giant door too? Let's see. There we go. I'm just going to double check something. Reading. Dollar store, McDonald's. So, are you in a small town like me? Those are kind of like the two major things that would be in my town. We still have two McDonald's in my part of the U.S. You think you're big time if you have more than one of some things, and McDonald's is one of those. You got two McDonald's. Wow, we're pretty big. We have two McDonald's. We used to have two Burger Kings, and now we don't have any. That's because they couldn't find people to work them, believe it or not. And so one went out of business, and then the other one did, which is too bad because I love one of my favorite guilty pleasures is Coke Ices. You know, we don't have in Nebraska for some reason we do not have 7-Eleven, which is crazy. Everywhere I've lived, always had 7-Eleven, and not here. Nope. When you go online, there's an online map of 7-Elevens. And when you look at the map online, you'll see every state pretty much has one. And Hawaii and you know, Japan, like a lot of countries, a lot of states. But, you know, then we're just like this empty hole on that map where there's none. So it's really strange, but yeah, there you go. So you got to go to McDonald's if you want to get an equivalent of a Slurpee, which they don't call a Slurpee here. I don't even think people know what a Slurpee is here. Maybe they do. Maybe from TV or something. I'm not even painting on the camera right now. There you go. Again, I'm trying to... The whole idea with this is I'm trying to visualize where water and air would be coming through. And so I got to be really trying to... Otherwise, what's going to throw it off is if I don't follow the rules of, science. So anyway, let's see. Are you bringing the drone this year to Vegas? I am. Did you see the... Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Steve, definitely. Did you want to use it? I had to take the test recently. I don't know if you knew, like, especially with their drones, DJI, you have to, they're really, you have to be really careful now. And so they make you take the test now, even though it's that smaller drone. So I had to do the test, and now it's running again. And down where we're going to be for Good Springs, there's no airports close by, so we don't have to worry about it not running. But at any rate, I do the same things in my neck of the woods. Did you? Yeah. So I don't know, but you're out west though. I would suspect it's even harder because you got so many things around. I'm in a little tiny town, but we have technically an airport that is just big enough that when I try to take off in any part of town, it goes off. When we did the stupid videos for tried to do some drone stuff for the Indiana Jones videos, it was really hard because most of Vegas is airport. And so everywhere you go, it's like, nope, can't take off here because it's an airport area. So, so we had to fake some things. Luckily, I also have another type of camera. I have a 360 cam. And we use that to kind of fake it, which is pretty good. So if you have one of those, looks way better than I thought it could. Oh, well, good. It's coming out pretty good. I was thinking, one thing I like about being able to CNC something, especially like this, is true, this took a lot of hours. But if I want to make a bunch of these, I just press the button, put the wood down, do it again. I don't recommend. The problem with this particular wood that we did it with is this is basswood, and basswood just sucks. It really, because what happens is it kind of tears and things. I mean, it's so then you get all these fuzzies, and it's not as crisp. If I would have used a harder wood, it would have come out really, really nice. But there's some areas, as you're going to see, that luckily because we don't care and we want it to look kind of rough, it won't be so bad. But on the flip side, I am bringing this actually to Vegas, this very thing. So I'm going to actually give it away. But at any rate, oh, and if you weren't watching earlier, here's some things I'm giving away this year because you can't do drinks and stuff this year, so I won't be doing those. Last year I also did, what did I do last year? What did I give away? Oh, I gave away a bunch of rando stuff that I got, toys and things like that. This year, lunch boxes, and which are basically these things. I was surprised I couldn't find anything that was just kind of pre-made. I found out when I studied how to make a lunchbox, not that easy, and especially in bulk. So I decided I'm just gonna be able to redo these, which is what I did. I have like different sizes. I'm also doing some cap bombs or cap mines that are miniature, and they use these switches. So you have this little switch on the side that'll turn on the light on it. Isn't that cool? Pretty neat. So yeah, I'll be giving those away, and they'll have stuff inside of them. Some of them are going to have really big things. And then Bethesda's giving me some stuff to give away that you're not going to believe. And people are going to be jealous that don't that don't find me. I will be doing one of the, or two of the, I'll be in a cosplay prop building, what do you call it? A panel. And then I'm also going to be doing one that's related to like movies, making some films, and I'm going to show our first, at least the first scene of the Fallout movie that we made or are making, and the intro to that. So yeah. So come find me. Come check out that stuff. Come see our. Yeah, don't leave us behind. I should have contacted Connor also about this going on right now. Let's see here. Are you just making this door out of wood? No matter what, this is cool. Very cool. Thanks. Yeah, it is. If I flip it over, just carved right out of wood. 100%. There's nothing we added to this. It just cut it right out. So yeah. Are you going to laser at them or etch them? So I've done some laser etch stuff, and thinking ahead, I thought somebody might want to see. In case, if you don't watch our channel, and maybe you haven't seen this already, but if you do, you've probably already seen this. This is something I laser etched. I wanted to combine. I mentioned earlier, I like crossover stuff. So I wanted a radio, right? A Radiation King radio. And I also wanted a lunchbox, right? Two main big things that come from Fallout. The back side looks like this when I got done with it. And then on the front side, I also wanted it to be functionable, right? So there you go. And then let's see. I got to be careful though, because I can't play anything for too long. Let's see. I'm in the basement. Maybe I can't pick up any channels. Yeah, I don't know. There's channels somewhere. But then let's say I want to use my Bluetooth. I switch it again.
Bluetooth mode.
Or let's say I want to use the SD card that's in it.
Aux input mode.
So at any rate, and then it goes blue to represent that mode. But it looks much cooler in person. I got bright lights on it right now. I was really happy with this. This is actually let's see here. This stuff right here is actually leafing that I did, and so it's just a little bit more shiny. See, look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah, there you go. And so anyway, and it uses a rubber band to turn that. But anyway, if you want to make one for about $10, I have a video that shows how to do that. And especially if you want to do something with laser etching, that's how I did it. I laser etched that. Oh yeah, and that was the other thing. See, that video shows how to do 3D laser etching. So you can see that the fans, they start flat and then they become raised. Stuff like that. It's cut out in 3D. But anyway, so that's that. Put it over there before it also becomes weathered. Any rate, it's like definitely. Well, good. Thanks, Brian Scott, for subscribing. Check out our other videos. We have good videos. We do mostly long form stuff, but this is my plan. I'm going to be doing live streams like this, and I have several things from different properties that I plan to weather or to make. Indiana Jones being one of them coming up. I have an idea for something that's a Ghostbusters thing. It's going to run past Vince actually at some point, but that I think would be kind of cool. So hearing that a few of you are into Ghostbusters, we actually have a little bit of a involvement now in Ghostbusters, or we kind of made some impressions. So oh no, look at that, brought out some sawdust. There must have been some still in there. Darn it. That's okay though. I'll have to be careful about how deep I go on some of these. I'm going to get out my other brush here, and I'm going to go in with some iron and black. If you didn't hear me say it earlier, I have this stuff is pretty great. It's literally, it's got to pick it up though. It's literally iron. It's not color of iron. It is actual iron. So if I wanted to, I could actually go through and expose it to a little bit of some salt and a little bit of some water and oxygen, and it will become nice and rusted. So real rust. So anyway, if I'm going to rub anything off, I'm going to make sure I'm doing it in a direction that makes sense. There we go. Yeah. Kind of like the umber look on the orangish yellow stuff that we got going on. It's looking pretty good. Oh no, I forgot I had black on that one. That was a big mistake. Okay, it's okay though. Still gonna look okay. In fact, if anything, it should add a little more definition. Yep, it does. Okay. Yep. All right, let's bring back my ratty one. I think I got to make some more of the red, though. Here, let me get some more red going. Maybe some yellow. Oops. It's running out. But notice I didn't have to make very much paint, earlier. Yeah, okay. Love the streams. I was just painting along with my Comic-Con outfit. Oh, awesome. Which Comic-Con are you going to? Are you going to the one in, I mean, it's too late for the San Diego one, right? At the same time, where are you going to, where are you going, Steve, for Comic-Con? Why don't you come out to New York? See me in New York. Then we would have met up in a few different states, right? I first met Steve in L.A. I believe I was. Oh man, that's too red, isn't it? Too red. It's okay though. No worries. No worries. Whoop. I don't know what just happened. Okay, here we go. Okay, that'll fix it. And then I need some more yellow going on. Yeah, not San Diego, Los Angeles one. Oh yeah. So yeah, it would be cool. Yeah, if you wanted to come out. So I understand now. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. I've always wanted to go to Comic-Con in San Diego. I should have gone back when it was good. I understand it has not been great, and that also it's going away. I mean, the problem is twofold. One, San Diego isn't as proud to have it anymore, and that complex is now prioritizing other things. But also, you've got the Olympics coming, and so they're basically saying once when the Olympics arrive, that'll be it for Comic-Con. The one in the San Diego Comic-Con, and maybe in California in general. So that's too bad. But at the same time, darn it. I gotta say, I was impressed with the one in New York. It was pretty big. Number one, I didn't have any idea it would be that big. I mean, just the booth areas was huge. One of my favorite things I got to do last year, because they let me in early, so both times, this time too, I'm Let me guess. So the benefit to that is because it gets crazy there, I get to go in a little bit early and I can go visit the booths a little bit early without having to wait in a super long line. But when last year, the coolest thing was probably the Dexter thing. They had you come in. They strapped you to the table and tied you down with saran wrap, and then took a picture of you inside of a storage container. By the way, so I thought that was pretty cool. Very, very in tune with the actual show. But anyway, anyone watching Dexter? I really like Dexter this year. They've gone back to his early story and did that series, and now they're doing a continuation of the current one, and it's pretty good. I'm actually very surprised at how much I'm liking it. Not liking this paint color, and so I really need to go through and do new paint colors. Maybe reset my brush here too. So here's my palette. San Diego is a wash for me. It's a lottery system where you may or may not. Yeah, I know. I've heard that, and that's after paying. Even when you do the, I forget what they call the one ticket professional. I don't remember. Even that one, it's like you most likely won't get to go into the venues or into the things that you want to see. You don't get to go in on Friday or whichever day it is where you get to see, all the previews and stuff like that. It's kind of crazy. So unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Burnt umber, doing more of that. That's clearly been a good color for me. Burnt umber has been very good. And then what other color did I use last time that I think helped? Oh, I know what it was. It was this one. Yeah, this one's good. There. Except last time I was finally able to get it off, and now I can't get it off again. Okay. You can't see me trying to use my teeth to try and get it off. This one, I'll use this one. Because I often open things that way. Part of why I'm going out there, Fan Home's bringing me out to look at their new Batmobile, 1989 Batmobile. I really liked the classic one that they had. I kind of wished I would have been able to do something with that one, because it even had like turn signals that were going. It's pretty cool. You like it more than the prequel? So you didn't like the prequel one, huh? I was kind of surprised with the prequel. The guy that they got to play him, it has to be related to him, isn't he? I mean, he looks and acts exactly like him. I mean, definitely a good actor. I was very surprised at how good he was. But at any rate, it's still not quite the colors I was getting here. Okay. It could be my brush is just doing what it was doing before. Here's another one. Let's try this one. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think I've kind of pushed my luck here in relation to some of my colors, but not that it doesn't still kind of have a nice tone to it even when I wipe it off. Started Eagle Moss's Enterprise D, but they went under. I'm thinking about finishing it with a. Yeah, Fan Home lets you continue the Eagle Moss stuff from where you left off. And they were, when it first went under, they were giving special deals for that. I know the third party group called, what is it called? The group that kind of makes some upgrade parts you can get. And they helped people finish their ectos. But, at any rate. All right. Right now I'm doing the, let's see here. I did part of the Enterprise D. I did, right now I'm doing the Millennium Falcon. And I'm doing the half scale Darth Vader. And the half scale Iron Spider. And something else, but I can't remember what. But you can see those being built on the channel. It was cool actually with that too, being able to run into people last year and they were like, I built my stuff watching your videos show the steps, because I'm not the only one that does those. So the fact that people reference mine, that's very nice of them to say that. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad. I kind of like the areas where I wiped it and then did it again. It's looking pretty good. Let's see here. You have half the ship. So you made it a lot farther than me. Did you fix the light bleed problem? There's some good videos out there for that that you can check out. And also the person who actually designed that ship helped Fan Home to do a video for giving it some weathering, but he also showed some tricks for World of Wayne also does that. He showed some good tricks for fixing it. But a couple I didn't get it finished that I started. Now I know how to do my contracts right, so I can do more of them. Was the other one was the Back to the Future DeLorean. I had big plans for that one, but I did not continue it. So if you do one, let me know. Let's see. Yes. Well, that's good. Well, thank you. Yeah, try to show how to do some things if I can. The the other video that's here, the other thing that's coming out pretty soon is, what do you guys think about the new Fallout TV series? What you're seeing from it so far? I think, and having been involved in their PR a little bit, I know, although the one guy that for Amazon was kind of a jerk, we got Lucy's actual prop that we took with us to go see Adam Savage, and which we wouldn't have been able to do, honestly, if he wouldn't have broken that the prop we were supposed to take. So we were supposed to take one of the guys because these, theirs particularly only fit the actor pretty well. I mean, they're pretty tight. They don't open all the way like the ones that if you bought the 3000, the real ones didn't open up like that. And so they only opened up halfway. And so you had to be able to stick your hand through there, and if it didn't fit, well, you just weren't gonna fit into it. Although, if tested and people in their norm, I had him try it on, and he was able to get Lucy's on his arm, but he has a pretty small arm, so he's about half my height. It feels like so. I could not get hers on my arm, and wasn't going to try, but we did disassemble that one. Also, just because we were curious, like, let's take it apart. And we were so intrigued by it that we actually almost got out of the hotel late because we were just like. Luckily, Chris's wife was like, "Hey, I think we need to be going." We were trying to get inside this prop, so kind of funny. Let's see here. try and correct some of my mistakes here. Some of these pieces, again, I don't want it to be, I want it to be going down this way. I don't want it to be on anywhere else. And I also don't want to overdo anything. I don't have too much brown or too much whatever, you know. You also got to be careful that you probably already saw. I mean, I'm trying to use multiple colors, multiple paint layers, and so that it's not just brown or it doesn't just look whatever color. You know, we want some dots of this and that in there. So let's see if I can get some more of this. Maybe. Ooh, that's too dark. Too dark. And too much. Too much. Too dark. But if I tap it, I'm going to lose some of my detail too. Possibly. One of the reasons for using sponges that I was going to use it for is because it can also give me a little bit of a pattern going on. But what do you think of that? I don't know. That should be the right angle there. I think I need more going down this way. So. Yeah. Like that. They have better props. This, I gotta go back. Oh, you're talking about the, yeah. Maybe modded wand company, pip-boy. Yeah, you know, I will say if you are going to the Good Springs event, you know, these days our channel works with a lot of the main people for Fallout. So currently there's things I can't talk about. The only thing I can say is that a lot of the big announcements are going to be at that event. So seeing new things that you've asked for, from the Wand Company, from Bethesda, from, you know, Amazon, IGN. IGN wasn't going to come until I talked them into it recently, like this week. So I hope that they're coming out still. I think they said they could even come stay with us. So, but at any rate, oh gosh, we're gonna be staying on the south end of Vegas, which is good. Last year we stayed in a good spot in Vegas, but it also made it harder to not want to go home earlier. You know, we didn't go to some of the things that they did last year that you might have seen online because I'm old. James isn't so old. James though, you know, Chris and I are old. Chris is older than me, but he's probably in better condition than I am, but still. At any rate. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I haven't even touched this for a while, have I? I haven't gotten up this high. Probably should. Okay. We can give it just some blue. Hopefully, being very careful. Okay. Yeah, I can see it. I don't know if you can see the reds coming out a little bit more. I added a little bit more red to that. Same thing was up here. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. It's definitely, I'm also seeing things that I just ignored and didn't take care of earlier on that I should have. But anyway, you're going. Is it Petri? Is that how you say it? Am I saying your name right? If I am, come find me. Like I said, especially the first day, because something tells me people are gonna take all my stuff that I'm giving away. So catch me earlier than later. Don't Steve, I gave you some stuff last year, didn't I? Steve gave me a lot of stuff. I've seen some things you're making too that you're bringing to. Are you bringing the? Let's hear. Cool, we'll do. It's Peter. Okay. Sorry, Peter. I was gonna ask you if that's how you say it. All right, that's cool. Let's see. Some people that are on here right now that I do want to say. I mean, yeah, check out Steve's Instagram page, particularly. Which is it, the one and only Steve, or what is it on there? I don't even know. Check it out. He's made a few things and things he's going to be bringing every year. I think he has a new helmet. He was nice and gave me one of his helmets a couple of years ago. I've got it sitting literally just over here. He makes all sorts of things, including bandanas and stuff that are really cool. So, yeah, if you're going to the event, say hi to Steve. He usually has something cool going on. And so, at any rate. And Vin's. Make sure you check out Vin's page. Vin's page, if you like retro gaming, that's funny. I don't think he realizes how much of a fan I was of his stuff. I've actually watched all his videos. I really want him to. It's hard when you got a lot going on and stuff. Schedules are tough. It's really killed me this year. So I get where it's hard to make videos and stuff for something that really doesn't matter. YouTube does not matter. But it is fun to share things. And I like seeing people's stuff. And I feel bad when I don't get to because, you know. So whether you just share pictures or you share your stories or you go to events and show off what you've done and then come see me so you can show it off to me because I want to see it. That's always cool. All right. I don't know what's going on down here. I started having some problems down here, but this is it's working out for me again. Maybe it's just some clumping I was getting. Does this look okay? Should I clean that up? I don't know. Or does it look kind of good that way? I printed a few. Let's see here. Steve. Oh, wait. This year's helmet is Adam Katz. Now, each year, Steve has people at the event sign his. So the helmet that he gave me actually was from 2 years ago. And had everyone, including my own signature on it. Last year, I think 3D printed that one, didn't you? And actually, it made it into our commercial. We did a commercial for Bethesda for the Fallout Fizz Club, and you can see Steve getting sprayed in the face with nuka-cola from a. Oh, in fact, speaking of which, I was having a hard time shipping that to you. So I tried to ship it to you. I was a little concerned about the box. I think I figured out a way to get it out to you, but it might be. You might have to fix it when it gets to you. I don't know. When I went into the post office, they were like, I can feel what's in there, and it's probably going to get smashed. And so I decided, well, maybe I could find a harder case, but I couldn't really find one that was that wide because it's a thick item. So anyway, so watch for that. It's going to be coming to you because I want to see you do it. I got to get it to you soon enough, too, where you can finish it and bring it to fight me in it or do a duel. Do a little Western nuka-cola duel. Because, yeah, I made a working nuka-cola again, so which is easy to make. If you're interested in doing it, check out my full video on YouTube on how to do that. It's pretty fun. And it definitely gets a lot of big audience. Did last year. So anyway, I like the reds. I like the here it is from up above. How's it looking? Looking pretty good. You could do anything prop wise with this strategy. I'm running out of paint though. I'm gonna have to go back and Yeah. Mm-mm. Nope, nope, nope. Oop, double nope. Sierra, has anyone got I just got a car. Oh, you got the helmet through Bethesda? I thought you 3D printed. It looked like it was 3D printed or something. I just got a car that looks straight out of Fallout. Really? 1958 Oldsmobile 88. It looks, yeah, from the earlier Fallouts, right? Fallout 3 and stuff. I think that's the only car that ran in Fallout. Isn't that what they said? Like it was the only one that could run, technically, should there be Fallout. Not great condition, left side with no cover since 1993. But it looks so cool. I bet it does. You should see some of the vehicles that people bring out to the event. It's pretty cool. Every year there's some. I don't know how some of these people travel with these things because there was a bus last year that looked really cool that somebody brought. That was pretty neat. Somebody video, he's not watching right now, but Chip, I think he goes by Chipmunk on, no, Chips, I don't know. Anyway, but he makes videos called Road Chippin', and he might have seen him before. He wears the Vault, the Vault Boy's head, the bobblehead on his head, and he wears like a Boy Scout outfit with very authentic Fallout badges and things. And he has this YouTube channel. Doesn't have a ton of subscribers, and it should, because he goes to every original site and makes these great documentaries dressed in that outfit, where he interacts with the locals, and they love it. And anyway, and he's very, very involved in the Fallout events. So I mean, check out his channel for sure. I always feel bad when people don't get recognized or they don't get enough for all the stuff they do and the cool things, especially when they should making something that's unique and motivated. Okay. Okay, I think this one needs a little bit more brown, though, to be honest. I'm trying. All right, you're thinking of the Highwayman. Oh, yes, that is what I'm thinking of. Yes, you're correct. Yep. Yeah. Like the only car that would continue to run. But do you guys think that they'll ever have? I know that Grand Theft Auto did like a Fusion Flea. That's the closest I've come being able to drive a car from Fallout. But okay. Does that look right? I don't know. Let's see. All right. Does anyone here ever listen to our podcast? Let's see. I think the add-ons I did. I assume the way the guitar cord power supply. I think I'm missing part of your note there, Steve. Oh yeah, as far as it did look okay. I get why. Yeah, I thought that's why it looked like it was made. A bit disappointed with the official nuka-cola bottles not being safe to drink out of, but they still look amazing. Yeah. So we were supposed to do another nuka-cola, the the Fizz Club, Pollock Fizz Club, was supposed to have another release, and I even got all the stuff for it. It was supposed to be nuka-cola orange was the next one for summer, and the issue was, I think if they would have done that to begin with, people would have been really happy with it and excited about it. The problem was, a lot of the people that would buy it had already bought these things, some of the things that were in it before, with the exception of a couple of items that were specific to it, like the pin, which is really cool. I wonder if I get the pin sitting near me, but at the same time, so it just didn't have a lot of interest, and I think it kind of died because of that, which is unfortunate. It was fun for me to make those ads. The thing is, and part of what I've also got, speaking of which, if you come to the event, you'll get to see part of one of those ads because the Bethesda. So I'll tell you, but this is an interesting thing. So Bethesda's like, hey, give us a pitch. And they actually came out to the event last year. The couple of people that came out just to see me and Chris, partially for a pitch meeting, and so you do a pitch meeting, and basically they get a bunch of people that are tied to licensing and promotion, PR. They have all these different people, including their director of arts, things like that, and they all come in, and you come in and you pitch your story or what it looks like, things like that. So I came in and I pitched this idea. My idea was that, first off, that they should use all of the things that were Nuka-Cola that makes Nuka-Cola, and that they already own and that are already there. So that includes, like I said, I was like, one of the biggest characters in Fallout that people don't appreciate or know a lot about is Phil the Nuka-Cola dude. And the fact that there's multiple Phils, most people don't know that Phil the Nuka-Cola dude, who you pretty much beat up and steal all his stuff in one of the games, he's just one of many Phils. It's like a religion. It's kind of like it's no different than any of the other. It's funny, I can't work and then talk at the same time. It's just another faction kind of thing. So, with your Brotherhood of Steel or whatever, it's like, in this case, it's people that are just really believe in this product and that delivered it since, the pre-Fallout days. And so, pre-war days. And so that's how it gets delivered to some of the machines and some of the places you go to. It's not that they're just still finding this stuff; they're actually still producing it too. And any rate, so I'm like, Nuka-Cola Phil, you should definitely use him, and then you should use the zapper. So he would carry one of the zappers that works, and then you should also use the phrase that goes with it as well, which is "Zap that thirst," and which I thought should be done kind of like the 1980s commercials that I remember. When you had like different drinks and stuff like that. I live currently in the city where Kool-Aid was founded and started. They used to have these commercials for kids drinks, or like where this person, it was yelled at the end, and so I was like, "Zap that thirst," like would be said at the very end of the thing, and then he would be delivering this product. But when he gets there, he says that he's there to zap their thirst, and then he would do typical Fallout things. It would be very dark. You can't have something that looks happy, but then has to be dark somehow. So I'm like, so he would basically, blast this husband and wife across the room and break into their house and then just harass them every now and then as he's talking about the product. He would keep going back to them and like just harassing them and things like that. Be hilarious. And originally they thought that was good, and then they came back and they said, well, they didn't like the because the Nuka-Cola zapper, it's spraying them across the room, and they're like, oh, we don't like that, it seems too sexual, or somebody will make a comment or something. So they made me cut that. But then I was like, well, when I made the commercial, I filmed it in two different ways. So I filmed the version that was still the one that I had pitched, and then like a safe version. I was like, surely when they see the one, they see them both. And I even titled the safe one the boring version, and then the other one's like the fun one or whatever. And then when they came back, they were like, yeah, we're going to go with the boring version. And so that's what it went. So if you saw the Nuka-Cola Fizz Club commercials that we did, then you saw the clean, nice version. But at the Fallout event this year, they are letting me show the real version, which is way more entertaining and stuff. At the very end, the couple screams for me to get out of their house and stuff. I mean, yeah, it's a whole different concept. But anyway, let's see here. Sorry, I've been missing things people have been talking about, so I'm going to scroll back a little bit and let's see here. I think okay. So I talked about the nuka-cola. Okay, missing this earlier, but what color? Okay, sorry. Table Cannon says, I am sorry for missing this earlier, but what color of what material are you applying through what method? I want to get that same rustic look on the Pip-Boy I just received. Okay. Is it the Pip-Boy 3000 Mark V? Because I wouldn't do it this way. I will be doing... So the thing you missed earlier is I will be, because I had the real Lucy prop in my hands, and I took a billion high-definition pictures, close-up. I filmed it, and then we 3D scanned it, too. And then when we were done, the day that we were supposed to fly back, I was put in charge of mailing it back. So I then went back to the hotel room and took millions more photos. So I have all these reference photos. And if you saw the... Adam Savage and Norm Chan went through and they tried to do their own painting mod of the 3000. And when Norman says, I've got reference material, it's because on my way to the airport, he said, hey, do you have any pictures? And I was like, I took a bunch of pictures plus 3D stuff. And he told me back then, a year ago, that they were going to do that. And so the reference pictures he's looking at are actually the ones I sent him. But I know how to do what he was trying to do, and kind of got frustrated with. So that's what I'm going to show how people how to do. So I kind of held off. Once when they did theirs, I was like, well, I'm going to just wait and see, like how that turns out, what people think, and then I'll come back and do it. One of the colors I am using is actually one of the ones that Adam used. Only he used the powder form of it, which is the burnt umber, which is right. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. This is a good color that you can mix with other things. So I'm mixing some, I've got some reds, some yellows, and where's my one color that I also like that I'm mixing in there, and then just tapping it using a nice, watch out for that. That would have ruined things. Making it, look nice and stippled. Try and get that white out now. All right. Anyway, so that's the answer to that. Children Madam. Let's see here. Mark DeMaker said hi. Hi. Peter says, who named this Pip-Boy? It's a great name. Yeah, the Pip-Boy 3000 was us. Are you saying that because you knew that already? Yeah, we got him named the Pip-Boy 3000 Mark V. Yep, you're right. You are correct. And yes, thank you. That was just a lucky thing, man. We've had so many crazy things. I would hope Vince has already gone to bed, but if he hasn't, he can back me up on this. We get to go to a lot of different things, and he and James have been able to go to Prop Store. I'm going this year, but we've been working with Prop Store for a while. And a while back, we had somebody who makes hoses for the 1-to-1 scale R2s. And one of the big, things that's been a question is how many threads are on those hoses. And so I reached out to Prop Store because I knew that they had one of the original R2s and asked them if they could take pictures of the hoses. And they took high definition pictures and sent them back to us. And so So the hoses that they have are based on the pictures that we provided to them. And then similarly, some prop information that was gleaned for some some of the products that are now available in relation to Ghostbusters is because we had an interview with Ben Hall. It's funny. I think all the people they seem to hire to do special effects or doing the props, I should say, for Ghostbusters, they all are named Ben lately. But anyway, so we got to interview him and found out some things, and he shared information with us that then resulted in information that people use to be able to make some decisions. I think one of the coolest things he told us was that when they did the newest Ghostbusters, they decided they're like, why are we going to reinvent the wheel? And when there's so many great creators out there, makers out there that are making things, so they literally just bought the stuff that we would buy, from the same places to be able to make our own things. And he was very open about that, and it was kind of cool because some of those groups were really pretty excited about that fact. But anyway, and they kind of hired some people too this time that were just like people that they're kind of known for being either online makers or whatever to kind of help out. And so, at any rate, yeah. How's this looking? Is this looking good? Is that pretty good? I mean, did I ruin it? Any rate, let's see. We're rebuilding the Pip-Boy, but with a real monochrome green CRT. Well, I did that already. You can see it actually in the third Pip-Boy video. The CRT that I show perfectly fits it. The actual Pip-Boy. The Pip-Boy 3000 Mark IV. It fits it perfectly. But the thing about a CRT is it has a tube that goes way back. And so you'd still have to do some things that it would be hard to wear on your arm if you really just did it the way it is. But what I decided to do instead was to mold that. So I molded the one that was from a TV that's of that exact size. This is one of those TVs that literally I actually even owned when I was a kid. I found the one that I used for that video. I found in a thrift store, I think it was. And so I was like, oh, I found it. And, I had like a radio combo, I think it was. But at any rate, I got that and used it for the video before I put it in. And then I decided to use a mold and made a mold of it. So I had the right shape. And then I just poured I just made my own basically clear rounded correctly rounded area that I could put then onto something else, and then using our other little trick of that magnifying glass or that magnifying screen underneath it makes it look like it goes out to the right areas. When you tilt to the side, you don't see the full thing. It's so perfect. But anyway, Sony made a sideways CRT for their 1980s pocket TV. A sideways one, huh? Oh. Well, that used a mirror, though, didn't it? I thought they used a mirror. Because a lot of those old ones, what it was is it projected down at the bottom, or, it was a screen at the bottom, and then at the top. So they were like these tall, most of those were like these tall things. And then the TV part was at the top. And the TV was really up at what you were looking directly at was actually a reflection of the TV that was down below, because they had to have all that space. But I don't know if did they make a newer one that fit better? I don't know. So we got tickets to the New York. You did? No kidding. Like tonight you did? You're crazy, man. I'm only going to be there I'll be there. So I'll be there to the 9th. I'll be there all day on the 9th. So email me too. So if you're going, I mean, I'm definitely going to commit some time to you. Also, they're giving me time at the Van Home booth, and supposedly giving me stuff to give away. So if you're interested, that'd be good too. They're releasing a video ad for that, and then the 10th, I think I'll be there in the early morning, but then I have to get on a flight because it's a whirlwind trip. They literally just fly me out there, and then fly me back. Crap! I just messed up this area right here with the boot of my camera, and now I just messed it up with this. Oh no, the world's over. The great thing about this sort of thing is, like what Ben said earlier, you can't mess it up too much. Don't worry. Just take a deep breath. Right? This is where we Bob Ross it. I'll put a tree over here too. At any rate, that is crazy. You got tickets. That's so cool. I think you're gonna be happy being there, though. There's so many, and they have meetups there too. Last year they had the full cast come out from the series. Were there, but the cost of what they were charging. I know when. So Chris told me, they wanted to get a signed Pip-Boy by Lucy to give away for a charitable cause, and they had to pay. They made them pay to stand in line, and then wouldn't let them talk to her. And but later on, luckily, she came up to them and was like, "Hey, show me how to do this." But at the same time, it's kind of crazy. So if you think it's just, like the fans get mistreated or whatever, or the other people seem to get these perks or whatever, sometimes it's not necessarily so. But anyway, yeah. I kind of like that. Kind of like the little burnt pieces. Maybe we'll add a couple here too. I'm trying to make sure you can see it. Like that. Does that look pretty good? I don't know. I don't know, man. You tell me. What do you think? Just doing my best here. It was a real CRT, just bent. The beams were curved. How could that be? I have to read up on that. Because the way that works. Literally, you're hitting, you're pelleting the edge of that. That's crazy. I have to look into that because that could be. Maybe we'll have to do a video on that. Thanks for sharing. I asked earlier, does anyone here ever watch it or listen to our podcast? We have a podcast, in case you didn't know. We talk about all sorts of stuff. And we have people on there that might surprise you. So sometimes the best way to hear the deets on stuff is really on our podcast, to be honest with you. Also for the Ghostbusters 2 diorama, his idea was to add, now to go back for those didn't hear this earlier, by Gavin is making Ghostbusters 2 the scene where they go down into it's not really sewers, it's an old subway tunnel, and it's gotten filled up with the bad slime that's making everybody be in a bad mood, and they actually fall into it and take a ride in it and stuff. I know a lot of people didn't like that one, and I know even the people that made it. I know Dan didn't like it. Dan Aykroyd. His story was very different. You have seen the story though, if you've ever played the video game. It's basically the movie that they were wanting to make, or at least a lot of it. Although it was also going to have stars in it that died, which is part of the reason why they didn't end up doing it. At any rate, Will Smith was actually one of the people that was going to be in it, but then you also had some other individuals that, unfortunately, mostly from Saturday Night Live, that unfortunately did not make it. Okay. Oh, I don't know. What am I doing? It's like feel like certain things need to be in certain places, but then I do it and I'm like, I don't know. Is that right? Because it feels imbalanced, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel like I need more over here? Something. I'll do a red eye. There's a show at the con Thursday. Friday, we'll explore and head back on Saturday. Wow. I was thinking about going to a show this time. Last time I didn't. Last time, actually, I went, speaking of Ghostbusters, I went to, one of the, there's like five fire stations that were used between the shows. I went to one of them and I paid $50 to get to that side of town because it's past where the village is, and it was really cool to go see it from the outside and take a picture, but it was closed, so I couldn't go inside. But on the flip side, that's the only thing I did outside of going briefly to the event. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing something, maybe shows or something. There's really good dinner places, of course, because it's New York and stuff. Have you been to New York before, Steve? Oh, Gavin's heading out. We'll see you later, Gavin. Thanks. I've only got about 23% on my phone, so I don't know that I can go too much longer myself, which is unfortunate. But although, on the flip side, maybe I should do a second. I could always get on again tomorrow night and finish it. Maybe that's what I should do. What do you guys think? I don't know. If you're not subscribed, well, you should be, right? Because we're going to do some pretty cool stuff, actually, besides just Fallout stuff even. We've got some other IPs that are pretty cool that I'm going to do some stuff with. Oh, wow. Oh, there you go. I just feel like this is empty somehow, and I'm not sure what to do. Let's see here. Connor! Hey, Connor. How's it going? And then let's see. Good look at the diorama. Hey. Excited to see people I know and see things I've never. Yeah, there's a lot of people I think that you'll know there that also I saw some of the same people that I saw in Good Springs. I saw at Comic-Con out there in New York. So yeah, I think you'll have fun there as much as anything else, and it's kind of like a good prep for the Good Springs event. Good Springs is going to be a bit crazy this year, I think. I will say, if you don't have your VIP, definitely get the VIP. Now that I know more and more, the more and more I learn about why there's a VIP, first off, and the benefit to it, I think it is a good idea to have. Last year, from what Connor told me, they lost a lot of money, mostly because the darn buses caused it a lot more than they had anticipated, and just weren't making as much money. Which is why, also, if you go to this event, part of the reason why they aren't allowing for drinks and stuff like that to be brought in is because, I mean, that's how they make their money for this thing. So please, if you're coming to the event, buy stuff, buy some, buy some props, buy some drinks, get a sandwich. I don't know. Make it reasonable and worth it for them to keep doing this, because it is so cool. I've never seen, and I don't think you'll ever see, an event quite like it. So it is quite something else. Connor's the one that can give us all the good information. VIP is sold out. Well, I just tried to push it, and now I can't. I know last year they asked us not even to talk about it at a certain point because they were all done. The event this year is costing $250,000. Yeah, right? So it's projected to be 10,000 plus people. Oh, I knew it was going to be at least 9,000, so 10,000 plus. I mean, that's the other benefit of having people buy some of the tickets and accessories in advance, is that then you know more realistically how many people are really talking. But I do like the fact that they're also going to be able to use Buffalo Bills, and that those guys are, and that they're going to be going other places and things like that. I mean, it's going to be more of an experience than it has been. Even was it you, Connor, that first told me about the first event? I can't remember. Somebody on here did. Of Old Man Liver whiskey. It's projected to be, yeah. Make sure to buy the normal ticket if you plan to go. Last cost I heard was $45 a ticket. That was the benefit of buying them early. And so next year, if you aren't going this year, jump on it when you can early. Am I right? Back me up on this, Connor. Connor's like my source of stuff. When I have to, I reach out to him. Because Connor knows everything. All right, Connor. There's also a discount code for if you want to stay at Buffalo Bills. What's the discount code? Have you ever made a realistic Fallout terminal like with CRT and old keyboard layout before? I did a mini version, which is in my office right now. I did not do a full-size version. I used to actually have one of those computers that is based off of, and it's crazy that now I wish I remember when we got rid of it, because it's like, why are we keeping this? What are we ever going to do with this? My dad was actually the one that got it for me, and he said, this is used to like control different robotic systems and stuff like that and stuff. That's why he got it for me. And it just sat around, and we didn't ever do anything with it. It turned on, it worked, it was working condition. And then I didn't have it. So what do you guys say? I'm kind of running out of. I've only got 19% on my phone, and there's still a lot I want to do on this. I want to add some more metallic bits and pieces and do some other things. Should I hop on tomorrow night? Would you guys be interested in me doing that? Let me know. If you're, but anyway, there's also a discount code if you want to. Yeah, okay. So, let's see here. Let me just check one last thing here. Yeah. So I don't know. Tell me down below, or tell me in the chat. What do you guys think? Should I finish this tomorrow? Should I do some more on it tomorrow on a live stream? This is where it's at right at the moment. Oh, look, I still got to do that part. And I keep touching the stupid thing with my camera. Oh, no. 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 Like I said, not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem. Peter says yes. Charge your phone. Well, yeah, that's a good idea. I don't have anything to connect it to at the moment. Actually, maybe I do. Do you think I should? Does everyone want to stay on while I go get a charger and just keep going? Should we try it? You should absolutely come back tomorrow. Thanks for answering questions, by the way. It looks amazing. I could never do something like that. You're really talented. No, you can totally do something like this. I appreciate the comment, but at the same time, this is the whole reason why I do stuff. Is I always try to make sure it's something that anyone can do. Look at it. This is all I'm doing. Look at that. Just pat around. You get a few colors in there. Boom. Whoops. Anyway, so yeah. Easy peasy. And so, let's see here. I'd be willing to stick around. Connor wants to stick around. Peter's got to bail. Tomorrow sounds great. All right. I might do part 2 separate. Connor says, unfortunately for the discount, I only have the hyperlink for it to be pre-applied. So we don't know what it is. Is that what you're saying? So yeah, tomorrow would be good. It looks great. And they can't share it here, Connor said. So that's okay. It's too long of one. I get that. Should probably go soon as well, Gavin says. So perfect. We got a pretty good start here. I'm just going to leave it literally on this table just as I have it right now. But I wish I had a side-by-side too to show you. But if you haven't checked out the full video, please do. I didn't get a ton of views on it, but at the same time, it does show how easy this thing was to make and the kind of some of the things that we learned. I did think about it, showing why my hand got hurt. I actually waited until the stitches were out to film the video and never really mentioned it. But I mean, here's the blade. I don't know if I showed it earlier. I mean, that's why. Look how sharp that is. Whoops. There it is. So yeah, it went straight through my hand, and then pulling it out, it left me a little wounded. But anyway, but at the same time, I mean, to make stuff like this, I'm gonna make so many more cool things. Oh, thanks, Connor. Connor just texted me that link. So, but yeah, so this is. I'm going to make a lot more stuff with this machine. Something's cutting literally right now out there. You guys want to see that? I could probably show you that real quick. Oh, yeah. I've got 17% here. I'm going to show you. Let me flip my camera for a sec so you can see my face. It really is me. Let's see here. I'm going to go out of my studio here. And we'll go upstairs. I might lose you in this process, or I'll have a better signal, one of the two. And here we go. Oh yeah. There we go. Let's see. There we go. So right now it's 3D cutting this capybara chess piece. So it looked like a capybara with a sword standing as a pawn for a chess piece. And so this will be done probably tomorrow. That's the pre-cut. So it does 2 passes. Did this also with that vault door. So it does 1 pass that does like a general cut, getting all the basics out of the way. And then it goes back and it does all the fine-tuning and all the details with the second cut. And sometimes with a different blade. So at any rate, yeah, so that's that, and there's my computer that's dying. It is, I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but it's pretty hot where I am. This is also, if you, usually there's a giant screen over here. This is also my studio where I film all the big stuff. So if you saw the Indiana Jones video where I'm in, I actually built the altar, the whole altar. I built part of the back of the set and everything. I mean, like that was the biggest set we've had that we built actually here and then filmed with. So that was all filmed in this room. Same thing with the Fallout, the Fizz Club videos and parts of the Star Trek video that's coming out. So stay tuned for those. Like and subscribe. Keep on hanging out there with me. Maybe tomorrow night we'll get on together. I'll try and let you know in advance, probably around the same time. But at any rate, have a good night, and we'll see you later. Let's see. As soon as I can figure out how to leave. All right, here we go. Bye-bye.